Hi, I'm Angelina, and this is my Grace project. So, when I first started thinking about this project, I thought more about my athletic training career first. This is just a place to start, but I kind of was thinking about how my multiple intelligence strengths um, could help me help my students that I'm working with right now. So, my two top ones were intrapersonal and logical. So I really can appreciate being provided with like reasoning for the actions I'm being asked to take or assignments I'm given. So I appreciate an emphasis on rationale. And then intrapersonal, like the book says, in touch with inner feelings, trust, self understanding for guidance. And I think this kind of helps me empathize with students that have similar strengths as me. So that's how I kind of came up with this idea. So what is an athletic trainer? This is what I went to undergraduate school for. So currently I'm an athletic trainer at a school in Pasadena. I work mostly with high school students, but also some middle school students. And I've been an athletic trainer for about 6 years now, mainly at the high school level. And this video is just a day in the life of athletic trainers, so it gives kind of a brief overview of what high school athletic trainers do. And then this is the definition according to the National Athletic Trainers Association. Just because this is kind of lengthy, I'm going to give my own definition, which I am at all the practices and games for all of the sports at the school that I work at. So before it was just me, now I have another athletic trainer that I work with, but we're in charge of just helping with injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. So if there's practices or games going on, we're the first responders, and we'll take a look at the injury, see if there's anything that we can do to treat it. If it's more severe, then we would be the ones to refer them to doctor, emergency room, call EMS, etc. So the change that I am focusing on is patience. So taking the time out of our busy schedules to ensure that students understand. And then with that comes athlete education. So ensuring students are given the proper education on their injuries and the whys of what we're asking them to do. So for example, rehabilitation and prevention, those exercises and why we're having them do them. So the impact that I think I can make is with others in my profession. They can utilize my resources for change in their own clinical setting, and I think that it'll help with relationships between athletic trainers and athletes that they help, which will lead to better compliance. And then this is just a Facebook group that I found while I was researching for different resources that I can use. It's a group that you have to answer a few questions to join, and it's just like your certification number, where you work, and it's all athletic trainers in California that work at secondary schools. So people are just posting about injuries that they've seen, asking for advice, things like that. So first, patience. I found this Bible verse, Proverbs 19:11. A wise person demonstrates patience, for mercy means holding your tongue. When you are insulted, be quick to forgive and forget, for you are virtuous when you overlook an offense. And I know this doesn't like directly apply to what I'm talking about right now, but I think working on patience in day-to-day life will translate in all areas, including my profession. So some ways I've learned to work on that is different Bible verses, and then I found a couple devotionals focusing on patience and growing that. And then there's some blogs that have different posts about tips and stuff that will help you develop patience. So athlete or patient education, I think a really great way to start with this is to just have more infographics like the one I have here about ankle sprains, and then diagrams of different different body parts just because like I said, I help high school students mostly. So unless they've taken some sort of anatomy class, they really have no idea about what's going on inside of their body. Most of these injuries are internal. Obviously, if they have like some swelling, they can kind of see that and be like, oh, my ankle hurts and it's swollen. But they don't know exactly what's going on inside. So I think this could help with explaining. And then I think one thing that could be really helpful is having meetings like preseason, mid-season, and postseason. This doesn't have to be all three, but just having meetings with students, maybe just like in team-to-team settings, to talk about maybe different common injuries that happen. Just let them know like what I'm there to do and how I'm trying to help them. And yeah. So who it can benefit, I think it can benefit obviously student athletes, but I also think that this can be translated into other areas of education and different careers. So when I started to think about how I could also apply this in my teaching career, I started thinking about, education like social emotional learning and helping students with mental health, also physical education, even like nutrition. When you give a student or just any person a reason to do something and they can kind of see why it's important, I think it helps a lot with just like I don't want to say compliance, but just with participation, and they can kind of appreciate it more. So this is a link to my resource collection, which is very athletic training based. There's a few things about patients and stuff like that, but I found a lot of different infographics like the other one that I had before about different injuries, just giving like common facts about different injuries and things like that. And then these are the resources on all of the different definitions and stuff that I had throughout the presentation. But yeah, this is my GRACE project. Thank you.